Hi, this is Stephen here from Share Navigator, and this is your day trading update. It's December the 2nd. So, before we get into our day trading update, I just want to mention to you that I've created a short course on a day trading strategy. So, if you go to the Share Navigator website, go up to mentoring and services, click on knowledge base. And when you come into knowledge base, you can see a lot of different courses here. Click on spread betting courses. On the very first one, you have our Share Navigator Day Trading Rulebook. So if you go into here, there's videos here and step-by-step guides as to how to, I suppose, set yourself up for success in day trading. So I really recommend, if you are going to day trade, go through that course and try and put as many odds in your favor as is possible. Okay, so back to today. The first thing we always do, guys, is we look at, well, what important announcements are coming out. So we've got consumer confidence data out from Japan overnight, so obviously that would have had an impact on the Japanese yen. Moving down, just in terms of high importance, inflation rate data out in an hour on the euro, so that's going to impact the euro. Obviously, if high inflation comes out, um, it can have a knock-on impact into currency. And if it's lower inflation than expected, the same thing. So we don't really trade the euro from now until for the next 2 hours. And then in the afternoon, it is quiet enough, except if you're interested in trading oil. And we've got some data coming out on oil later on in the afternoon. So for the next 2 hours, probably hold off in trading. With that in mind, going in and looking at the currency pairs, and again, if you'd applied our strategy yesterday, so again, that's the course I've just referred to. If we always start off looking at our daily chart, and we looked at the euro dollar. So if you looked at our signals yesterday on the 15-minute chart, there was nothing on the euro per se, except for at about 145 there, we got this kind of sell signal here on RSI. And as you can see, that would have been a successful trade here. So if you managed to place that, and again, I just want to remind you, on these day trading trades, in the morning time, we set you up what to watch out for, what not to do. Um, but it's impossible to get the alert out to you, because by the time we get the alert out to you, that trade could be gone. So what you really need to do is set your own alerts in your charts. When you get alerted on your phone, then you go and see are the conditions met. Again, look at the course that I just mentioned. So our conditions were met on this, and you would have made your 10-point gain on there. Happy days on that one. So sticking to the rules there would have worked. Again, looking at the British pound US dollar yesterday, again, we've got one of those kind of signals here, and surely enough, it kind of worked out for us here as well. So that would have been two trades. Looking at the euro dollar trade yesterday, again, this was one there you would have got yesterday at about 11:15. We got an initial signal at 9 o'clock, and you mightn't have got your full 10 points there. So that could have been a longer trade than normal, but it still worked out in the end. And then obviously the US dollar, Japanese yen yesterday. Now, this is in a bullish channel, so we wouldn't have traded that yesterday, because it was clearly shown that we were breaking out to the upside here. So that trade, even though it came off, we wouldn't have traded it, and we wouldn't trade this one today either. It's shown there extremely overbought. So you would actually stay out of that today, because we're in such a primary trend as being up. You don't fight that trend as such. And then on gold, again, there was one trade yesterday on gold, big bearish candle here. So you would have waited for a couple of positive candles before you would have entered the trade, and you would have got your 10-point window there on gold as well. So yesterday you would have had 4 trades applying our rules that would have worked. Every single one of them would have worked, and we wouldn't have been stopped out in any of them. That doesn't mean, folks, going forward, you're not going to be stopped out and losing other trades. That video and that course I've just done is so important, because it talks to you about trade discipline and learning how to deal with losses. And when you deal with them early, it really does set you up for success going forward. And finally, just to mention again, our high probability option trading, I can't stress enough that this should really form about 50% of the value of your account. So if you're using a spread betting account, and if you're based in the UK and Ireland, you can be setting up high probability option trades that are going to give you like an 80 to 90% chance of being profitable. And it should really form the basis of your strategy. And then Your day trading can be a smaller amount. And you can see in this trade here, we're up $191 on this particular trade. And this is a trade we put on a couple of weeks ago, and we have a 99.9% chance of winning in this trade now. So again, I can't stress enough, we've done a course on that as well that you can find in the knowledge base, and I'd encourage you to look at that. Okay, so for today, just as a reminder, the same major currency pairs, but just watch out for the next hour about trading the euro. I think you should stay away from that because inflation data, it is a big number that comes out. And when that comes out, it can move the euro in one direction or the other. And at this stage, we don't know what that direction is going to be, so you don't trade it. You let it, the data sit for an hour or two, and then you can start trading it again. Okay, this is Stephen with an update. If you have any questions at all, please send me a WhatsApp or chat to us through the WhatsApp, through the website chat function. Okay, thanks and bye for now.